And
from the motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Oh.
I'm gonna grab your
Another
necklace.
necklace.
It's been charging with the crystals.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it on top of your stuff.
Well, ever since then, like, she's just had this and that kind of issues, you know. And she started having pancreatitis. And she realized that every time she drinks beer, that happens. So she can drink, like, other alcohol, but she can't drink beer.
I had some pizza from Costco and was literally like doubling over in pain.
Today?
The next day.
Oh.
No, this was like a year ago.
Okay.
And I just thought I was cramping. I had no idea what was going on. And then my dog, Mr. Lou, he got into the trash and was doing the same thing. And I had to take him to the vet. And the vet was like, was he doing this? And I was like, as soon as I saw her do it, I was like, I was doing that. And immediately I knew it was the pizza. And the crazy thing is, like, Aldi has, like, a cauliflower pizza.
Right.
Because until I started taking that NRF2, like, I was, after 35, I was allergic to, like, everything. Everything made my stomach hurt. And, she was like, yeah, if she was doing this was the pancreas. But the cauliflower pizza that they have there was fine on my stomach. So I was just thinking Aldi's, and I saw the stuffed crust, and I was like, yeah. Oh my gosh, I was in so much pain. And Aldi's is supposed to be relatively healthy.
And it wasn't, like, bad or anything, right? I mean...
No, it was frozen.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Huh.
Hi, Ariel. Guess what? We're doing Dawn's face and neck today. I had a facial too. Did you guys come to my facial? Hi, Leo. Mary came in this week. Oh my gosh, her results were so good. From body sculpting, yeah.
Oh, my Mary.
You're Mary, yeah. You're like, who are you talking about?
Okay, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, she's so funny.
She is funny. Got a, like, quick wit about her.
You guys had any adventures at the salon this week?
Not really this week that I can think of.
That's a good
If that
thing.
happens, it'll probably happen tomorrow, because we'll probably
Saturday.
both be there tomorrow. But yeah, oh, here's another interesting thing. So the friend I was just talking about with the pancreatitis and everything, after she had that surgery, the accident and everything, and had that surgery, she had to have a blood transfusion.
Why?
And, well, because she was losing blood from that motorcycle accident.
Like there was a spot they forgot to sew up?
I think when they were, like, because they had to, like, fly her to the hospital, and I think she was just losing so much blood. They had to, after the motorcycle, like, she was bleeding internally, you know?
Yeah.
And so they had to give her blood, and she said, you know how you've heard...
They didn't try to figure out where it was leaking?
Oh, I mean, once they got her there, they had to open her up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And cut her, like, from here to here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's serious. They don't usually cut you vertically unless it's, like,
yeah, they had to, like,
die.
get in there. Yeah. So, they removed her spleen. And, anyway, so...
Yeah, I don't do motorcycles anymore.
Yeah. You know how you've probably heard those stories about people that get, like, I don't know, like, hearts and different things like that from other people, and that, like, they crave certain things and things like that. Well, she got blood from somebody, and she said she was never a beer drinker. She never liked it, never liked the smell of it, nothing. And she said, after the blood transfusion, she, like, craved beer.
That's wild.
But then she couldn't...
Was it a certain type of beer?
I don't know. It was just... She didn't say it was a certain type. She just said she just really craved beer. And she never drank it before. Like, she wasn't a beer drinker, you know? And, she said that, but then she started realizing that it was causing her to have that pancreatitis. So she couldn't drink it, but she was craving it.
Was she able to get rid of the craving at least?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think it's subsided, but
yeah, I had somebody one time, and she came in. One of her friends bought her a tarot card reading, and it was real confusing because it, like, I mean, I was just confused. Like, it didn't make sense. And finally, I mean, I just kept pulling more cards. And the crazy thing is, sometimes you'll pull one card, and like that'll tell me everything I need to know, you know. And then sometimes I'm like, this is just still not making sense. Pulled out another deck to try to like confirm it and stuff, and then I'm like, did you have a son or a nephew or something that crossed over? I was like, I feel like a man who crossed over in like his early to mid 20s or something like that is here with us, and he says that you owe him a favor. And I'm like, because like, what am I supposed to say? I'm like, that's such a weird request, you know what I mean? And I get requests from dead people all the time. They also have to pay, so there's no free ride if you have a body or not. You figure something out, give me a gift or whatever. And she was like, oh my gosh. She was like, I had a feeling it was going to be something like this. And she started bawling, laying on the, you know, she was laying on a bed like this. I was doing the cards on the little couch. And she was like, I'm a heart transplant patient.
Oh my goodness.
And she was like, you know, she had, like, I have goosebumps, but like, I mean, you could probably see my goosebumps from here. And she was like, I'm a heart transplant patient, and men can only get hearts from other men, but women can get hearts from men and women. And she never wanted to know whether it was a man or a woman. But then she would go to support groups for people who are about to get a heart transplant and like speak to them and be like, you know, a helper or whatever. And she ended up going to the wrong one, and it was for people who had already received heart transplants, and she had never been to one like that before. And there happened to be one other woman there who had a heart transplant from a man. And I was like, okay, well, that makes more sense why he's saying that he owes you that you owe him a favor.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was the craziest thing. That's probably top 3 craziest tarot things I've ever had, that this guy whose heart she had. And it was real crazy, like how, you know, her friend ended up getting her a tarot card reading too. Because her friend she was getting her body done, she was getting her face done, she was doing all of that. And then, you know, we ended up doing a tarot card reading for her. She was trying to figure out, like, you know, what was blocking her in love and stuff. So, you know, when I do cards, sometimes I'll see things, right? And it doesn't always make sense to me because I'm just seeing it, but it always makes sense to the person. You know, it's not for me, it's for them, you know? So I'm like, first of all, there's a brown chair. Your cats don't even like it. Like, they attack it. What is this brown chair? You need to get that out. Like, I was like, was that your ex-husband's? And she's like, I'm like, you know, when I put you guys under the towel and I have the wands in, so I have her under the towel when I'm doing the tarot card read. Her mouth drops and the wand falls out.
Oh my goodness.
She's like, I know exactly the chair, and it was her ex-husband, and he had cheated on her like 15 years ago. I'm like, why do you still have this ugly ass chair? I was like, I can see it in my mind. It's like ugly, it's beat up, it like smells bad, the cats are peeing on it, they're scratching it, they don't like the chair has bad vibes, right? So that was an easy, like, right away she knew what I was talking about. But then what I was seeing, I was like, it was like a texture that was like a hunter green, and I was hearing the word pockets. So I'm like, I don't know, I'm just hearing hunter green and like pockets. And I was like, it looks like a sweater or something. So, and I was like, I feel like it's in a closet, like a Harry Potter, like a closet under the stairs or something, right? I was like, those 2 things you need to find, and you need to get them out of your house. So, you know, she knew what the chair was right away. Still took her a long time to get it out of the house. And she's got adult sons that are very capable of moving it. So she did have some kind of unhealthy attachment to the chair, you know? So then maybe about a month goes by, and she finally tells me, you know, she was like, I figured out what the green pockets were. I was like, what was it? She was like, you were right. It was in the closet underneath the stairs. She's like, you know, I've been looking for sweaters and like everywhere. You know the folders from the 80s that were green? And they were like a texture. That went in like the sliding cabinets. It literally looks like if you zoomed in on a sweater.
Okay.
The texture of it. Like as soon as I showed you, you're gonna be like, you'd probably be like, yeah, I probably have some of those.
Okay, yeah.
So it was a folder. When if you zoomed in it looked exactly like what I was seeing. That green, hunter green, and the pockets were because it was a folder. And what was in it was her marriage license and all her marriage photos.
Oh, wow.
How wild was that? So she was like, do I have to throw away my marriage photos? I was like, not the ones you look hot in. You need to cut him out of that.
There you go. That's funny.
Oh, tell your mom I said happy birthday, Ariel. So that was the girl who ended up buying this one for her friend.
Oh, okay.
And it took a while for her friend to come in. But I think that, like, you know, God's time is always right. It was definitely aligned for her to go to that meeting first, you know?
Right.
And I think she went to the meeting and she was like, oh, okay, maybe I should ask the psychic what's going on. You know?
So she found out that it was a guy that she got the heart from?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he wanted her to go, like, because you can thank the family and stuff, and she just didn't want to know, and that's what he wanted her to do. And I was like, you know, because I just kept hearing, like, it was an accident, I didn't mean to, you know what I mean? And then you owe me a favor. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where am I hearing this from? Like, you know what I mean? I mean, I know, but I was like, it didn't make sense with the cards. And I was like, there was somebody else. It was like reading two different people's cards at the same time. It was very confusing. Wow. But that was really cool.
That is cool.
I have had, when I've done cards at Zubilation, which Zubilation is coming up. Hey, Amelia. That was the first time I've done, like, so many couples together, right? Usually I don't even think I had done that many couples before. And it's back to back to back to back to back, right? And I had this guy, and, like, the cards, like, this it was a married man, and he had many women. It was obviously in the cards, you know what I mean? And I'm like, obviously, like, you know, there's what I can see and what can I say. You know what I mean? Because, you know, a lot of times people are all, you know, I'm just like some random psychic, you know what I mean? So, like, they don't know me from anywhere. How's me gonna tell them anything? Right. And that has happened later with girls that are, you know, dating, like, known whores, like, community dick kind of people. Like, bitch, you knew that that's what was him when you met him. Like, who else do you think he's gonna be? You can't turn a hoe into a husband, okay? So, I mean, both of those times, if that ever happens, my answer is always, like, you know, I always do, like, a Reiki blessing, and I'm connecting people to their higher self and their angels. And, we must have had a lot of husband hoes, because, like, after I said that, we lost, like, 15 people. You can't turn a hoe into it. If you can, let me know. Jeez, of course, the husband hoes are the most sensitive ones, right? Too many women rubbing off their emotions on them. But yeah, I'm just like, you know, pay attention to your dreams, you know. Your angels want to answer questions for you, which is true, but you got to be open to, like, listening to the answers, you know. Hi, Rachel. So we are doing a non-invasive face sculpting on Miss Dawn today. We're focusing on the neck, getting that lymphatic drainage, and she just had a chiropractor treatment, so that is fantastic to do right before you come here. Moving around her fascia. I don't know how much I bench. I haven't benched anything in a long time. I have 2 large dogs that I walk, so it's... I was literally going to look that up on ChatGTP the other day. I'm like, if I have one dog that's 60 pounds and one that's 65, and they're pulling in the opposite direction, how much weight would that equal? Can somebody put that in ChatGTP? And let me know. I was wondering that yesterday, but I was walking the dog, so. You'd bark for me. Okay, that's sweet. Do it. Do it.
Well, our dog's name is literally Tugger.
You told me that. You're like, that was a bad choice.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Tierman riffed for me first. See? Zip Zip ain't talking about nothing. Okay, there you go. There you go. Good job, Zip Zip. Freaking better. Don't be saying you're going to do something and not do it. That's very rude. Integrity is important to me. We're doing great. Yeah, she's getting a facial. Baked potato in the chat. Yummy. Don't you be coming in here named Baked Potato when I know I'm hungry.
There's shrimp in there.
I know, Dawn brought a shrimp today, so dude, it was reading my mind. I went to with the fresh market, but the shrimp didn't look that great.
I thought that shrimp looks pretty good, don't you?
No, that shrimp was good. That's why I was like, where's this from?
Yeah.
Costco shrimp for the win. Hi, the Dormans and Bailey. How are you? You're baked, but not a potato. I love that. I want to be baked and not hungry. The shrimps are good though. It is the season for the shrimps.
Yes.
I went and grabbed a bunch of those iced teas. I'm obsessed with these teas. They're like almost, I think they're like $3 a tea. But they're so good. Of course I believe in God. What do you mean? I do. That's my boss. I do God's work every day. That's what we're doing right now. That's my boss, my only boss. I'm looking young today after that facial. Hey, we did a face sculpting and then got a DMK enzyme facial. Both on the lives today.
You did it yourself?
I did the face sculpting on myself, and then I went to my friend Fallon and did my third DMK enzyme facial with her. We've been trading.
Nice.
And she's an aesthetics educator, and I'm speaking on a panel on June 1st.
Nice.
With some other boss babe estheticians that are brilliant. So that'll be fun. Haven't really thought about what I'm going to talk about, but I can talk, you know?
That's right.
I can talk. It'll be fine. I have 2 dogs and no kids. Oh my gosh, the Tibetan sound healing was amazing, Jenny. Did you go watch it? That was my second one. I also felt younger after those. It definitely cleared out some trauma. But I've been having wild dreams ever since the first one. It was like all my traumas mixed into one, but I'm not like upset about it. It's not like scary. It's just like processing. I'm just like, okay, can we be done with the processing? Like, can we mark this off the list? Like, when is this going to be done? Ooh, a crab bisque sounds delicious. Yeah, you guys should go listen to it. Like, you can literally listen to it, like, and go to sleep. It was amazing.
Was that Jenny that I know?
Nope, different Jenny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, why are you guys always calling me a breeder? I'm not a breeder. Oh. I know it's built to breed. It's a fucking trick. I like the curves, but we're not using them for that. It's a trick. I built it this way on purpose.
So Mary's body sculpting turned out good, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
Snatching up that booty.
Snatching it up.
Snatching the booty. Everybody likes a nice booty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had a girl, she was so obsessed with the scale who came in this week, and her butt is already amazing. Like, I would want a bigger butt, but it's like a cute little bubble butt. It fits her body. She was like, I just want the butt to go away. I'm like, what? No. What do you mean? And she's thicker in the middle. She needs to snatch the middle. And she's like, you know, I'm like, what do you, I was like, this is what you would look like without a butt. I was like, you know, no, not a good look.
We're gonna turn that off, sorry.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna write a song. Can't turn a hoe into a husband unless you're swingers.
There you go.
Then you can both be hoes together. It's a perfect match. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not a match for me. Well, what comes after this part of the video? You like it when I bring out the wands, Fiaro? Are they gonna call back? Third time's the charm. A little something, something there.
I was gonna ask you about that. I got one right here too.
Ooh, we have things to kill today. That's exciting. Ooh, what was that?
I don't know.
Jeez, we just popped her neck. That means the chiropractor did a good job. We just adjusted her face and I readjusted her spine. Hi, Patrick. Special little mask for you. All this stuff. Mm-hmm. The good stuff. The good stuff. It's all good, of course. I don't even know what Ultra Rights are. Like Ultra Music Festival in Miami. Yes, I support that. I'm not really that kind of festival girl, but I like the you know, day parties at the pool and stuff. I did Lollapalooza once in my early 20s. It was fun. You know, once my brain fully formed, like, you know, festivals and camping, I just have a different idea of it. Too bougie now. Too bougie.
Me too.
Hi, stranger. It was fun in my early 20s. Yeah, a couple years ago, I tried to go stay in... It was like these little cabins, and it had air conditioning, it had a little fridge, but it didn't have a bathroom in it. I didn't know that. And there was like porta potties and stuff. I was like, gross, I'm not going in a porta potty. I'll go pee in the woods. Gross. And then I was like, I had booked it for 2 days because I took the dogs and everything. And then the next day they're like, oh, checkout's at 10. I'm like, what? Dude, and I was like doing a whole kombucha juice cleanse, so I carried in like 15 glass bottles of juice. I'm like, nah, I'm not leaving. And I was like, I booked this for 2 days. And I was like, okay, are there any other spots I can just move to? She was like, no. I'm like, all right, well, I already booked this for 2 days. I drove 2 hours to get here. It was like in Brown County. Blues place. I don't know. It's some kind of famous like bluegrass place. And so I was like, whatever, I'm going to go into town and have breakfast. And she like messed up my whole thing. So I go into town, I look up other places to stay, you know, but I've got 2 dogs with me, so, you know, options are limited. And it says that there's a cabin that I can rent there. And I'm like, this lying bitch. So then I book it, and it's at the back of the camp. Well, the back of the camp is where all the serial killers stay.
Oh my gosh.
I was so tired. Like, I didn't sleep all night. My dogs were scared. Luckily, I was, like, sleeping next to my gun. I was like, should we just leave now? Like, the vibes were bad. And it was a full moon on top of that.
Oh, gosh.
And, oh, my gosh, it was so scary. I couldn't wait to, like, leave the next morning. I was like, no wonder. I was like, but they have to know that there's serial killers back there. So, anyway, those are just my suspicions. Like, allegedly, right? Well, then, my first client on Tuesday. Tuesday's my Monday. I tell this girl about it. She's like, yeah, you know, what did you do this weekend? Blah, blah, what did you do this weekend? Should we get, is there a tornado warning or something?
Maybe.
Let's get that.
Or maybe just thunderstorms or something.
Okay, just thunderstorms. Flying debris, maybe you caught 80-mile-an-hour winds.
Wow.
All right, well, we're gonna live stream and, you know, hopefully the power stays on.
Right?
80 miles an hour? Mine didn't go off though.
I hear a siren, don't you?
Fuck yeah, that's a tornado siren. Should we go or should we stay? What do you want to do?
I don't know. Is that a tornado siren?
That's a tornado siren.
Where are we gonna go?
I don't fucking know.
Look on your phone and see what your phone says.
All right, guys, there's like a tornado here, so we gotta go. Bye. Pray for us.